Hello everyone, welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Matt. Matt is from London in the UK. So let's see what Matt has to say. Enjoy the interview. Hello Matt.
Hello, William. How are you doing?
I'm very well. How are you doing today?
I'm good, thank you. How is life?
Been good, yeah, it's been good. So today I just had some workout this morning. And oh yes, look at your face.
Very proud.
Yeah, and I just been editing some interviews, and here I am with you now, right now.
Amazing.
Ready to make memories.
Absolutely, very excited. I've got a good question for you as well.
Oh my God. Matt, so tell me where you're from.
Originally, I grew up in the Midlands, in the middle of the UK, so near the second city, Birmingham, in the countryside, in a small village, right. And then moved to London about 20 years ago almost.
Wow! And why the move from Birmingham to London?
Because where I was in this tiny little village and town, there wasn't anything to do really. Well, there was, and I still go back there. My parents still live there, but London just was the big, glittering, exciting metropolis, and I wanted to make my mark on the world and see what was out there, basically.
And so far, what's the best part of living in London after 20 years?
Oh God, leaving it for the weekend. This will sound naff, but the friends and the family and the community I've made here, the melting pot of diversity and incredible people I wouldn't have met otherwise, making it just super special, and just like having friends dotted all over London is just brilliant, and I'm so grateful for that.
Amazing. And tell me, what do you do for a living, Matt?
I run Fitter Confident You, which is online personal training tailored for gay, bi, and trans guys. And I've been a personal trainer for coming up to 12 years, but originally I worked in the park and I trained people face to face there. But that was fine, and I enjoyed it a lot, and I made some brilliant friends who I'm still in contact with now. But I wasn't changing the world, and I wasn't helping as many people as I knew I could be. So about 5.5 years ago, I started building and creating an online version, and it just took off, and it just allowed me to reach people, but also it opened my eyes as to what fitness could be and how I could support people. So in all the other things that I brought out or done are all in support of that mission. And it, as opposed to just standing in the park, which, like I said, I loved it for 5 years, training people face to face. But the online world just gives me so much more freedom in terms of what I can create and how I can do my job.
So I guess when the world went upside down in 2020, for you wasn't a change at all, it was just a following up.
Yeah, it was, because I was already set up for that. I had all my systems and processes and everything in place versus all the other as opposed to all the other trainers who had to suddenly create an online thing. But there will always be a place for face-to-face training, and there will always be a place for online. I just have found what works for me really well with it as well.
And why you are devoted for the LGBTQ plus community?
Because I got into fitness quite late, because growing up, I didn't really enjoy it that much. I always felt a bit left out at school. I didn't really fit in with sport. There wasn't that much support for anything other than just rugby. I didn't like playing rugby. And I went through my childhood and teens and even 20s, a lot of my 20s, thinking that fitness was what other people did. But then the thing is, when I did start to try fitness again and found ways to do it on my terms, it completely made sense, and it completely changed my life. And I started a fitness company. So I realized, there's probably other gay guys and bi and trans and all sorts of people out there who are interested in the idea of fitness, but don't know where to start, feel intimidated or overwhelmed by it. And I wanted to be the person to lead them in, to sort of shine a light and show people the way.
And why do you think they are shy or intimidated about the fitness world?
So not obvious, but a strong example of that is just in the gym. It can feel like a very hyper masculinized space. And with that comes feelings of, will there be homophobia there, biphobia, transphobia, misogyny? Will I feel welcome? Will it feel like how I did at school? A lot of people didn't feel like they fitted in at school for lots of different reasons. So giving people the freedom to say, actually, you can do home workouts if you want, or I can help you get confident in the gym, is part of what I do. But also just that not always remembering to prioritize ourselves, because if you've been told for years and years that you're a second-class citizen, then why would you bother to look after yourself? But flipping that script and helping people see that actually the most important thing you can do is look after yourself, and that fitness can play a role in that, really underpins my work.
Very interesting what you just said, and actually made me think about two situations in my life. First one, that I had an interview with a lovely straight guy from California, and he told me that he's a personal trainer as well. No, he's a bodybuilder, and he said, William, the gym can, and he's very confident with himself, but he said, William, the gym can be really toxic environment, because people, just because they look nice, and they can intimidate other people as well. So it's interesting for someone, you know what I mean? He was very confident, but at the same time, he said, and he had these issues as well with himself. And I was like, my God, how it's possible? I said, William, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you are fit or not, but there's always a toxic, somehow, and it makes sense what he said. And the other thing as well, a very good friend of mine, he's been in the gym on and off, and he came along like not long ago, and we were talking about going to the gym. He was like, oh, I haven't been to the gym for a while, and I was like, why? He said, oh, I don't know, I put some weight and I feel uncomfortable going to the gym. I was like, oh my God, if you're gonna feel this way, you're never gonna go. People, they're gonna look at you anyway or whatever, but just focus on your workout, and that's it, So interesting what you said. I hope that, like people like you, like breaking those, stigma or things that, I think it's good to talk about as well, so people can feel more confident and just, what? Let's work out. I think the fun is about working out, put some music on, forget the place out, the environment outside you, or connect with people online as well, and just break this thing that's this barrier that somehow is blocking you of, like getting fitter.
I couldn't agree more.
Matt, before we start our journey, really in the Magic Box, I would like you to tell me something interesting about yourself.
Okay, I have been on the TV show Dragon's Den with my old business about 6 years ago, so pitching for money.
Wow, and what's about the show?
It's when you've got a business and you want funding, and you go on and there are 5 people and you present your ideas and they say whether they're going to invest in you. And they did not invest in us, but that's fine, because it was fine. It had to be, but it taught me a lot, and it was a good experience, and it was fun as part of the experience of like the journey of getting there.
And imagine the publicity as well after that.
Yeah, it was really good, even for the company. So that company we had doesn't exist anymore, but we still get inquiries. And funnily enough, Dragon's Den recently re-promoted the clip of our episode on their YouTube channel, and like it had like 100,000 views, so I got all these things again. It's funny.
You should call them again and go, you know what, you're still using my somehow
How about this business?
Absolutely, that's somehow working out together right now. Matt, are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through your memories in life and to share your point of views?
I cannot wait.
Amazing. Welcome to William and the Magic Box. So this is my best friend, okay? Fun questions. I'm just gonna play a song now, just for us to move a little bit before the first question. Let's do it.
Love it.
Matt from England. Oh, look at you, getting the mood. Before we start the game, during the journey, if there is a question that you don't want to talk about for some reason, you don't want to answer, always can change, okay?
Cool.
First question for you is, what bores you?
People, the old way of doing fitness, that people, it always had to be serious and a man's game, and there was nothing fun about it because it was serious and you had to take it seriously. And I know I've said serious like 10 times, but I find it so boring that there was this one box that was how fitness was done for ages. And that's why what I do is about making it fun and accessible and silly sometimes, because we all have different personalities. You don't have to do it like this moody black and white photos kind of way. It can be fun and colorful. And yeah, I'm not going to reply with everything about fitness, but that one did just jump out.
Do you get bored very easily?
No, 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 no. I love being with my friends, and I'm a bigger extrovert, but I love my own company as well. I can always entertain myself. And because I'm talking about fitness again, but because I run my own business, there's always something I can be doing. And I'm like, there's always, no, I never get bored, basically.
Very good. Next question. Next question is, what is the nicest thing a family member has ever done for you?
Like, I'm so grateful. I love all my family. We all get on brilliantly. They're all just so lovely to each other all the time, and it always makes me so sad. Well, I'm so grateful that I'm in that situation. What's the nicest thing? I do have it, actually. So during lockdown, every day I ran a free live workout for people to join, and we got to we did about 400 in the. I did 400 in the end, but on the 200th consecutive, without me knowing, my sisters and some other people who were part of the workouts had organized a surprise for me, and I started the 200th live workouts. I was on Facebook warming people up, and there was a knock at the door, at this door in this room. Excuse me. There was a knock at this door, and I was like, well, why would my boyfriend be coming in? He lives here, but he's working. The door opened, and it was both my sisters, and they surprised me and completely unawares. And we obviously stopped working out. We did this whole live, and everyone, the people on as part of the workout, which was so amazing. It put a video together and got me all these presents, and both of my sisters turning up, especially it was like a window in early lockdown when you were allowed to be allowed inside again. But that was truly amazing, and I was so grateful for it.
Oh, sweet. And your sister, they live in London as well?
No, that's the thing. They live miles away. So they really traveled like a long way to come in and surprise me. And so the effort was just beautiful.
Oh, very sweet. Are you the youngest or the oldest or in the middle?
I'm the youngest. I'm definitely the youngest.
Spoiled?
You might say that. I don't think so.
Next question. Before the next question, Mats, tell me what's the best part of being an online personal trainer, and also what's the most challenging part?
The best part is that it just means that I can reach and impact and support more people. So I have a free Facebook group that's got 5,000 people in it, and I give loads of free content and training and support to help people there. And also, like I said, it sort of opened my mind to all these different ways of doing things. So I'm doing a live event this weekend for the first time that people are coming to, and there are speakers. I wrote a book. Where is that? I wrote a best-selling book. So it just there's more time for me to create things, and I love creating. So it fuels and makes me happy by doing that, and it just allows me, like I said, to do stuff and create stuff. The downside is I do sometimes miss that face-to-face connection of when I was training someone face-to-face. But like doing things like the in-person event this weekend gives me that. So there are ways I can support that, and there will always be people, and this I totally understand this, who say, "Oh, I want a face-to-face train. I want a trainer standing next to me in the gym for XYZ reason," and I get that. That's cool. There will be always some people who just don't trust online training, but I've done it for 5.5 years. I've worked with 1,500 people, so like I'm pretty good at what I do, and I've got the evidence to prove it.
Okay. Next question is, okay, what is the worst first date have ever been on?
Well, I've got a good one, and also I've got a story about it afterwards. So it was just this guy who, it was about 2006, 2007, and we went out for a drink, and we just didn't click, and like, I feel like I can get on with most people, but there was just nothing. Not even hint of a spark. And I'd never said this before, but after like 3 drinks, I was like, should we just call it a day? We're not getting on. And then he sent me a message afterwards saying he was really upset that I did that. And I was like, I was just trying to save your time. I really didn't think there was anything working. And then even funnier, I was emailing some friends about it the next day. And what I meant to say was, and he looked, and he was just like Andy Murray, the tennis player. But I missed out the word like because I was typing so quickly. So I wrote, he was Andy Murray, the tennis player. So all my friends thought he was Andy Murray, who's not even gay, until they emailed back and I read what I'd written. But it wasn't Andy Murray, but it was a guy who was a bit moody and looked a bit like him.
Tell me how was growing up as a gay boy back in Birmingham?
Well, childhood was lovely. I didn't come out till like in my early 20s. So I didn't really have to face up to that. Obviously, I knew I was gay. Well, I knew I was different. I knew I was gay and like just didn't want to acknowledge it. I wasn't ready to. I was quite a late developer, quite a young 18-year-old. And the thing is, there was like at my school, no one else came out. There was no one gay there. We didn't have any gay friends. And like in the 80s, there was very poor representation of gay LGBTQ people on TV in the media. It was usually quite derogatory. So anything I did see was a reason for me to stay in the closet. So actually, that was partly why I moved to London, to give me that freedom to just explore and discover who I was on my own terms. So, but in spite of all that, I had a lovely childhood because like lovely family, and I just didn't open that box until much later.
And when the moment when you came out, did something happen? You just felt like, okay, I'm going to be my true self from now on.
I'd been in London for about 18 months and I'd come out to friends and myself. And then it was just, the experience of more, I need to tell the people who really matter. And bit by bit I did. And there was, there were ups and downs like with my family, but we got all through that. And we have a great bond now. It was funny. I just assumed it would go fine, and it didn't. But I guess you can never predict how people will respond or their expectations. But ultimately, I knew it was now on, and not necessarily now or never, but it felt like quite an important, I need to do this now moment. And so I pulled the Band-Aid off, and there it was. There were tears, mine and my family, but as I said, we got through that.
Amazing. Next question. Next question, Max. What does love mean to you?
Oh, deep. It doesn't mean deep, although. What does love mean to me? Love means acceptance and I think unwavering support, like being there for the person that you share the love with, pretty much no matter what, really. But also being able to count on it in return. Do you know, I've never thought of the answer to that question, but I think I'm happy with that answer.
Do you believe that there are different kinds of love?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. Different ways of being in love and different sort of levels of love. But when I definitely feel it in my body when I think about someone I love or I'm in love with someone. It's quite a visceral thing that I can correlate to an actual feeling.
It's a genuine feeling that comes that you cannot control, isn't it?
Yeah, they can't be defined, really. It's just that, like I was going to say swelling, which sounds rude, but I mean like a swelling of emotion, swelling of happiness. Yeah, it's definitely all linked to happiness as well.
Absolutely. Ready for another one?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Before the next one, tell me, in your opinion, what's the biggest positive impact that with the COVID brought to the fitness world, in your opinion, and the negative one?
Okay, so helping people see that home workouts can be really good. And I know not everyone wanted to keep doing them, but lots of people who were put off by fitness before suddenly discovered you can do it at home, and they've kept doing it even though the gyms are reopened. So showing people, and also like it accelerated for me how many people knew about online training as a thing. So yeah, as a benefit in terms of, oh, well, when you can only do online training, oh, actually it does work. So that was obviously beneficial. A downside was, well, at the time, missing my friends, because I go to a gym where you do some classes. So like I love not being able to be with people. That was in general, I guess, but with fitness as well, like missing that human connection when you do a class together, which I always found really inspiring. And don't know I'm not sure if there are other downsides now. Just that at the time that it was obviously a challenge is to sort of work and to make it work for you.
All right. Next question is, would you rather be invisible or be able to fly, and what would you do?
Definitely fly. If I have dreams where I can fly and they're brilliant, and then I wake up and I'm really annoyed that I can't fly. Yeah, I don't need to be invisible. I would fly, and I would just, build it into my next workout plan, the Fitter Confident Flying You, and like teach people how to do it and just glide around for the fun of it. I think that would be incredible. Yeah.
And let's say if you have the superpower of flying somewhere right now, exactly this moment, where would you go?
Oh, I would probably, where would I go? I'd go to Mallorca to see my friends who live there, because it's just so beautiful and we always have a great time there.
Most of your clients or your for your online classes, they are from Britain or any part of the world?
So this was what really surprised me, that pretty quickly when I started, that actually it was more than just Britain. So it's about 60% the UK, 35% North America, and then 5% rest of the world. So people randomly in like the Solomon Islands or Australia, or like, amazing. Are you sure there isn't a personal trainer nearer that works for you? But clearly no. So I'm happy to work with people wherever they are.
And most of your classes, they are in the evening, the afternoon, or it doesn't matter. It depends how.
Oh, so I don't do classes. It doesn't work like that. So what I do is I have a chat with someone. They fill in a really detailed form. Then I create a program and they go off and do it in their own time. So it's much more flexible for them as well. They don't have to be at the gym or working out at home at the same time, same day each week. They can do it whenever. So it slots into people's schedules much more easily. And then they report back, and there's workouts and there's nutrition and a Facebook group and all sorts of wonderful things. But it's program based, not class based.
I see. And just those events when you are doing online events when you're going to do now this weekend, is a different thing.
So that one is face to face. So that one is, meeting up in London.
I see.
And I do like some Zooms and things online, but they're not the main part of the plan.
I see. I got it now. Next question, Mats. Let's do it. All right. Next question is, what's the biggest risk have you ever taken?
Ooh. Okay, easy. Leaving my marketing job to become a personal trainer. So this was in my 20s. I worked in London. When I moved to London, worked in marketing for different companies, and I was doing pretty well and getting promoted and earning more. And I liked the people I worked with in the company. I just didn't like marketing particularly. I didn't have a passion for it. But that was when I was getting into fitness and deciding, okay, I'm going to jump ship and become a personal trainer. But that was going from a regular, stable, safe job with a good regular pay packet, with friends and a support network, to being a one-man band and starting my own company and trying to find clients and building up a business. So that was, and lots of people said, don't do it, you're silly. But I knew it was what I had to do, what I wanted to do. And I knew it would make me happy. And it did. But it was still ultimately a risk from the safety of a regular employment to doing my own thing.
Perfect. Mats, for you personally, when you work out, do you prefer to work out during the day or in the evening? What for you works better?
For me, it's always morning. I am generally a morning person, so I get up and I'm wide awake and ready to do something. And it just means I've done it and it's something good for the day. And whatever else happens for the rest of the day, I've had that me time, which is good for my mental well-being, done something good for my body. I've either worked out with a friend or with a group, and it's just given me energy and inspired me for the day.
Amazing. 3 questions left for you. Let's do it. Hey, Matt from London. Next question is, what is the biggest difference between you and your best friend?
Oh, wow. I guess I'm the, obviously we've got lots of things in common, but the biggest difference there, I guess I'm the biggest extrovert. So I'm the noisiest. But the biggest difference, actually, well, some of them are, I'm very much big picture and ideas. Well, they're a lot of them are really ideas and creative, very creative, but some of them are much more detail driven, and I'm much more big picture. Yeah, I don't know how to, like, beyond that, I can't really think. Yeah, we're really similar a lot of the time, and we have very similar like personalities, which is why we're best friends and get on so well.
Your best friends, they live in London, most of them?
Yeah. Well, there are the ones in Mallorca and some of the people who are outside, like down on the coast. Like I've got lots of lovely friends, and they're all dotted all over. But there's a central hub in London at least.
2 questions left. Let's do it. Before the next question, tell me, through your career as a personal trainer, tell me something like a moment or some occasion or something that you go like, you know what, that's something that I'll never forget. Maybe a feedback from a client or something that you go like, okay, that's something that's always gonna have a special place in my heart.
There are loads of those, and I'm so grateful that there are. Ones where people said, oh, they found the confidence to ask for a promotion at work and they got it, for example. Or to be honest, one of the very first online clients I had who it just worked for him. Like, he lost 6 kilos in 6 weeks, and it's not just about the weight loss, but that was just an easy metric to keep track of what was doing. And that was one of his goals. But realizing that was really powerful, because I knew then, if I can work it, if I get him to inspired and that he sticks to the plan and it works, that was brilliant for me, because I knew I could then just work with anyone and get other people inspired and doing what they need to do. But things like helping people come off blood pressure medicine, so their blood pressures come down, they don't need to take tablets anymore, or people who are diabetic managing their diabetes better. So like things like that have such a positive impact on their life, when you don't need to take tablets, when you don't need to worry as much about sugar, things like that. So I love a health benefit, but I love anyone, like, people are always so grateful, not to me, to themselves, because they stuck to it and they made it happen. I just gave them the information and a bit of support, and a bit of cheerleading. But yeah, like anytime a client is making progress and they're happy with it, I'm thrilled. And it's why I get out of bed, quite frankly.
Right. Next question is, what is a significant event that has changed you?
Yeah, when I was when I was a face-to-face trainer originally, standing in the park, I worked with everyone then. I didn't work specifically with gay, bi, trans, with the LGBTQ community. When I moved to create the online business and decided I wanted to help my community, that was a real turning point for me, because it meant I had to be even more accepting of who I was. I had to love me being a gay man even more. And that really helped my journey of acceptance, because I had to be more visible. I had to be more proudly gay and stand up and say, this is who I am. This is what I do. This is who I help. And in doing that, like, my confidence and my confidence and my self-assurance that I know who I am just went through the roof. So that was a huge turning point, actually.
Right. Ready for the last question?
Yes.
Last one. Let's do it. But before the last question, people watching the interview right now, they would like to join you, your programs. Tell me something unique or special about your working with you that they cannot find anywhere else out there.
So people come to me because they're confused and they don't know where to start. And so I want to reassure you that like I can do high-end technical training, but what I do is help people find their routine, a routine that works for them on their terms. Help them forget any like previous experience or previous like misconceptions they have about fitness, that it will hurt or take over their life or be miserable or they'll have to give up pizza. None of that with me, because you don't have to. It's about making it fun and sustainable. And I know these are sort of words that I'm sure lots of people throw around, but like it really is. And I think what makes the difference is the community behind it. So like I said, the Facebook group of 5,000 people, and then there's actually a small private group just for clients where the brotherhood is so amazing. And that so many people come into this thinking like, oh, the gay community is mean or bitchy or doesn't support each other. And I'm just every day proving that wrong with both groups and with people feeling supported. And what's brilliant is when a new client starts to cheer other people on and they realize that they can be the support, and giving the support is as good for them as getting the support. So helping people see that actually we can all work together and we've all got the same goal of feeling fitter, stronger, healthier, happier, more confident. And actually, the more we do that together, the easier it is for all of us to benefit from it.
Saying that, Matt, do you work out every day or not?
I work out most days just because I love it. And the thing is, I'm not expecting people to love fitness as much as I do. And that's fine. It's not about doing what I do. It's about me giving people the inspiration to find what works for them. But yeah, I'll lift weights 3 or 4 times a week. I'll go to a class a couple of times a week, and I might go for a run, but like I do generally, 6 times a week, I reckon. But you don't have to copy me. And I've obviously been doing this a while to get there. It's like I always say, it's about finding what works for you.
Absolutely. Last question for you is, what is the most dramatic argument you ever had?
Like, I remember when I was young, bouncing on my sister's bed, and she was shouting at me to get off and leave her bedroom, and I didn't, and I kept bouncing on the bed, and I had my hand on the wall, and she slammed the door, and my finger was in the door, and like it got that blood behind it really like shattered the thumb. That was quite dramatic.
For sure. Right, not the end yet. Let's play now the word association game, okay? I'm going to give away some words. Just tell one word that comes to your mind. Quick thing.
Okay.
So, I hope you are enjoying the interview. Before we do the word association game, don't forget to give a like. Don't forget to share this video. And also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Just click on the button right there. Thank you so much and enjoy the word association game. Family.
Home.
Money.
Not enough.
One word for love.
Support.
Life.
Fun.
Sex.
Not enough.
Politics.
Oh, draining.
Religion.
Not my favorite thing. Sorry, no, that's not one word.
It's okay. Fear.
Embrace it.
Friendship.
Important.
Desire.
Embrace it.
Regret.
Don't embrace it.
Success.
Available.
Wish.
Fulfilled.
How about happiness?
Humor.
One word for London.
Messy.
One word for England.
Fine. Like, it's fine.
One word for fitness.
Everything.
And the last one now. Online personal trainer.
Me!
Yeah.
The future.
Let's pretend now that I'm going to meet your boyfriend for a coffee, and I'm going to ask him, what is the most beautiful thing about Matt, and what's something that he still needs to work on, to improve on? What he would say?
About things to work on, he would definitely say, diary and time management. And the other thing, I think he'd say he likes my energy and fun and support, and like I lift him up and he lifts me up, and yeah, but he'd definitely say time management and diary management for the needs to work on.
Some work in progress.
Yes, aren't we all?
Amazing. Let's play now, Matt, and the Magic Box, and you can ask me a question. But okay, Matt, you can ask me a question now.
Okay, William. What is your favorite way of working out?
I love the question. Amazing. Okay, so I love going to the gym. I think gym for me, it's a way of keep myself like my mental health in a good direction. I like to work out. I like to move myself. I was playing volleyball for years when I was a teenager, so I've been involved in sports for a very young age, and I think it's so amazing to and I'm like you, I love going to the gym in the morning. Like working out in the morning is the best. I just tick off this from my from my list, and not just that, I think better, I organize my ideas better. Everything is, I don't know, it's such a, my day goes like in a beautiful way, and I love going to bed feeling very tired. I love it. And then when I lie down knowing that I had a an amazing productive day, and it's amazing. The gym as well, or working out overall, helps me to sleep better. I can sleep like in a very deep sleep when I do some workout. So yes, I like that. And also working out for me, it's I tend not to work out very heavily, like to get big muscles. I just want to be healthy, and that's the way for me of working out. That's how I enjoy myself.
Love
and
it.
So yeah, that's the way. And I might try the way you help people as well one day. I never done online classes, and I find very inspiring people, when they start through the lockdown. A lot of people that are doing a lot of projects as well. Was very inspiring to see people find a way to to express themselves and help the other people around the globe as well.
Awesome.
Amazing.
That was a good answer.
Did you enjoy the interview, Matt?
I did. It was wonderful. Thank you.
Thanks so much for taking the time, and for being so open, and encouraging people to work out and to have a better life. And that's what life is about. But before you go, if you can share a positive message, something that you live by.
So my favorite quote is, we didn't say the quote, but earlier we talked about the benefit of it, and that's in how when we support and lift up other people, it lifts up and supports ourselves. So when we give good energy to people, we get it right back, and the more we do that with our friends, our community, the more it benefits all of us. So my favorite quote is, "A rising tide lifts all boats," which means the more we do good stuff for each other, the more we all benefit, improve, grow, evolve. And I just love it. I live by it.
Amazing. Thanks so much for the interview, and keep in touch, Matt. It was a pleasure. Okay? Take care.
Thank you so much as well. Loved it.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Ah!
So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, to share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why you'd like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye-bye. See you next time.